Abandoning auxiliary structure.
Alright, Nukenites, this is the third set. Harang 2 versus God. Oh, Flash. Sorry, misread the paper there. That is his newest nickname, you know. Hell of a nickname. God. Except, up the 2 o'clock position in orange is God. That means that the 10 o'clock position in yellow is Harang 2. Always love the good contrast there in voices. No need to feel intimidated, Harang. You're only playing God. So, okay, this is Sniper Ridge, 4-player map. Very nice balanced map, especially in TVP. Not so much ZVP as I looked up, but this is very balanced TVP map. It's almost 50%, which is good. This will make for a good game, I think. And I looked up Harang 2 stats before the game, and it was kind of made me chuckle because he has an exact 50% win record this season. Exact. And on this map, exact 50% win record. 1 win, 1 loss. And I thought for a second that he had an exact 50% record versus Terran in general, too, until I saw Piano at the bottom. His first win of the season was against Piano, so Piano throws the whole thing out the window. So Harang does have more wins against Terran than he has losses this season. But that record, his record this season, includes 1 loss to Flash. Flash was one of the players that he stomped on. No, Harang was one of the players that Flash stomped on when he went on his incredible 14 win streak. But I have to say, in Harang's defense here, I do think that Harang will put up a good game. And I've always said that if Flash has anything resembling a weakness, it is TVP. Absolutely. I knew that a Protoss player would be the first one to break his streak, his winning streak, and it was. It was a Protoss player named Deer, who I think I've cast 1 game with. Kind of a new guy, at least in televised games. So I knew it would be a Protoss player. I assumed it would be a Con Protoss because Stork came awfully close to beating Flash. He was one of the closest, along with Soul Key, that Flash got to losing in that streak. So I knew it would be a Protoss, but it was Deer. So if Flash has anything like a weakness at all, which he doesn't really have a weakness, but his least dominant matchup is versus Protoss. So there you go. Building his barracks, going out the scouts. Going down the scouts. It's going to take him a long time to get up to the cybernet, to the base, the 10 o'clock base. Gotta stop focusing on exactly what's on the screen. But Harang hasn't even moved out the scout yet. He wanted to throw down his cybernetics as soon as he could. Get the jump start of that minerals by keeping the scouting probe at home. Okay. Let's see. I didn't really need to look up Flash's stats, obviously. He has 2 losses this season, 15 or 16 wins. I guess after yesterday it would be 16 wins. He beat the rookie hero that CJ Entus threw out yesterday. Which they might have just thrown him out as a sacrificial, a sacrifice to the great god, Flash. It's like, well, if we're going to lose to Flash, you might as well just throw a rookie out. That could have been the mentality. That happens more often than you think. But there's the Dragoon chasing Flash around. Flash has just put up his factory. So he's going to probably get some Marines out and the tank, unless he is going for a timing attack. That could have been the second fact that I saw earlier. Got to take a look at that again. The observer's pointing it out. There is 1 factory. So it's just the 1 factory. I think that things were just playing a trick on my eyes. That first tank is coming out, which means it'll be about 5 or 6 Marines and 1 tank for the defense. And Flash is positioning his Marines on top of the high ground as the plucky Protoss Harang 2 is moving over with 2 Dragoons. Now here comes the Dragoons. He finds the Marines on top of the high ground, and now both Dragoons are going to go over because Harang hadn't even scouted yet. He's scouting with that Dragoon, and he sees that the Marines are on the high ground, so he knows where Flash is. But Flash better get that tank out quick because there are 2 Dragoons on the way. And these 2 Dragoons will definitely be enough to kill all these Marines. So Flash has got to get out with the tank. He does have his tank at the front, and he's throwing down his command center right now. Very confident in his micro. Doesn't give a damn about you. He's God. He's going to move out with his God tank and try to kill these Dragoons. Now, I think a 3rd Dragoon coming into play. Yes, 3rd Dragoon, and this is the point where Harang's probably going to try to snipe that tank. Catch Flash off guard, snipe the tank, And if he can get that tank, it's going to give him a great early game advantage. But he's got to get the tank first. Vulture sneaking out, and the Vulture is trying. Oh, he's going to try to bypass these Dragoons, but I think luckily for Harang, he found the Vulture before it tried to sneak around, so he knows the Vulture is coming, which will definitely give him an advantage as far as cutting it off and keeping it from sneaking inside the main, killing probes, and just being a big harassing pain in the ass. But here comes the second Vulture sneaking by, trying to sneak by, laying a mine on the high ground area, which Harang saw, so he's going to know not to go up there. Hopefully he saw it anyway. Harang! Oh, nice micro. Very confident in his micro today, too. Moving up, finding the mine, drawing it out with the Dragoon, and killing it immediately. Because he knew he already got one shot on it, so he was ready to go. Second factory on the way for Flash. And Flash's play this season, oh my god, what can I say about it? It's just been so good. Even better than he's played in previous seasons. That surgery on his wrist made Flash an even stronger StarCraft player, which I personally didn't think was possible. Flash he's incredible. He really is. He's reached like a Zen level of StarCraft knowledge and ability. It is a sight to behold, and I have no doubt that he's going to go basically undefeated this season of Pro League and next season, dropping only a few games. And Harang 2 is going to hope that this game is one of those few games that Flash drops. But Flash is moving out right now, a lot of tanks, got a few tanks, and moving out with his Marines as well to kind of act as a buffer for the Dragoons. A lot of Dragoons on the high ground, a lot of Dragoons. So I think that Flash will be fended back pretty quickly. There is an observer getting the scout on the entire amount of units that Flash has. And yes, Harang is ready for it. Flash doesn't have any sight up that high ground. He's going to focus on everything here. This is very tight. Flash going to try to drag some mines. All of his mines are not going off though, so Flash going to fall back. He has one tank left. One mine drags into 2 Dragoons, takes out those 2 Dragoons. But I think that Flash might have to fall back. No, he's still committing, seeing how many Dragoons he can take down, and trying to close it up with these reinforcement Vulture, trying to sneak inside the main. Multitasking ability from Flash. He's sneaking inside this main, laying a mine right where the Dragoons would be rally pointed. So, yeah, a mine right next to the probes. One mine drags into a Dragoon. The Dragoon does not die, however. But Flash is going to be a huge pain in the ass with these Vultures. He's inside the main with 3 Vultures now, which is just a nightmare for Harang with the mines everywhere. And the Vultures sneaking around, picking off all the probes. Oh, that's bad. That is bad. Losing 2 Dragoons to the mine. Yeah, that made me cringe right there, just knowing how high stakes this matchup is. And because, oh man, Harang has got to win this thing for his team if he wants to keep up his team's confidence, for one thing. They've already lost 2 in the series already. And losses like that, Harang, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Yeah, he's lost about 5 or 6 Dragoons to mines so far in this match. So, Flash, I'm sure, very happy about that, just kind of rubbing his hands together. Actually, he's probably got to keep up his micros, so he probably can't do that. He's mentally rubbing his hands together, going, But anyway, here comes a shuttle, picking up a couple of Zealots. Now, what else is in that shuttle? I have no idea. Could just be for Zealot bombs, moving out with Dragoons. Drop the Zealot bombs on top of the tanks. But here comes the Citadel of Adun for Harang. Both players at 2 bases, but I saw Flash was building his 3rd command center. He's going to float that to the 3 o'clock position, I think. But here comes Harang. Is a pretty strong force from Harang. Yeah, and Flash, I'm not sure if he's at all prepared for this. Yeah, Flash is kind of in a transitioning phase, so he only has 2 tanks, and he's going to try to lay some mines to distract Harang and keep him away from this. And Flash has a pretty good wall going as well, keeping out the Dragoons with this wall. But man, Flash was cutting it tight, very tight. If Harang had come any sooner, Flash would have had an incredibly tough time with this. But yeah, he cut it extremely close. But that's just what I was talking about earlier with the star sense and how much Flash understands the game and Protoss timings. Not just Terran timings, but Protoss timings, Zerg timings. And that's what allows him to do stuff like this, just float down with the wall, just creating his own wall at the front with the command center. But by creating the wall with the command center, it's going to keep him from expanding with that CC for a while. So it was kind of a panic measure. I think, ooh, 2 good splash shots on the grouping of Dragoons. That's going to hurt Harangue's chances of moving in, causing any more damage, because now Flash is going to move out with his tanks. He's scanning, and also using his barracks to get the vision of the high ground. Here comes Harangue with his shuttle. Now he's going to try to drop on top of these siege tanks with Zealots and do Zealot bombs. But so far, he hasn't been able. He doesn't really have the amount of troops he needs to break what Flash has. So Flash, he lifted up his CC. He's going to go down to the 3 o'clock position with that, and try to make a line of tanks down there as Harangue is trying to apply a little bit more pressure before backing off, probably temporarily. We're probably going to see a lot more Zealots out soon for Harangue, which will give him a lot more options in the middle of the map as Flash starts to expand. But Harangue also has his 3rd base just started. He just transferred over with his probe, so that base is up and mining. So okay, Flash, he hasn't positioned that base yet at the 3 o'clock, but he's getting there.